The basement of La Penta. This is WICR.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sports Vault. I am your host with the most, Jersey Joe Archino, and I could not be happier to be in studio right now. Obviously, if you look at the past weekend that we just had in sports, couldn't be much better, couldn't have a much better week lining up for sports, but how could you not start it off with LeBron James? For people who follow me and have followed my stuff for a while, you know that I'm a nut. Look, I'll be honest, I am a nut job. I live and breathe. I love LeBron. He's been my guy since I've been growing up, and I feel lucky to be able to grow up and watch one of the all-time greats play, because it really has been a pleasure, and I don't get as much enjoyment watching maybe another athlete than I do with LeBron. And obviously the legend, the lore of LeBron continued yesterday with the game winner, 1.5 seconds left in the fourth quarter against the Bulls. He gets the inbound pass from Dellavedova in the corner, fires the shot, bang, he makes it, and man, the rest is history at this point. Now, the thing for me that makes it even more important is that's it for the Cavs. The Cavs lose that game, it's done. Now that then the series is 3-1 Bulls, and it just, there's no way, without Kevin Love, with Kyrie Irving not being at full health, with everything else that has gone on there, the series is all over. Now it's 2-2. There is certainly no way that this series is over at this point. Now, it kind of is a little bit frustrating because this series is reminding me a little bit of the old LeBron and the Cavs, and it's not a fault of the team. It's just, look, bad timing for them. Injury bug has really not been on the Cavs side. I mean, Kyrie Irving, whatever is going on with him, you could just see it in him. He's not the explosive self. He's out there, you give him credit, he's playing the full minutes, but he just doesn't have the explosiveness that he has. You could just tell Kyrie's not right. He's limping when he's kind of not in full movement, and that full movement just isn't there. Kevin Love, obviously, we know is going to be out, so it's difficult. But LeBron definitely, I mean, look, I think he kind of beat himself up after they lost the first one, and he's certainly been much more aggressive, especially in the fourth quarter. And it's funny because the knock on LeBron for a long time was he wasn't a clutch player. He wasn't good in the fourth quarter. And that really all just stemmed from that one series against the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA Finals. And look, I'll give you credit for that. That is absolutely true. That's the one moment in LeBron's career where I think there's no defending it. He just didn't show up. Something was going on in his head there. He just disappeared in the fourth quarter of those games against the Dallas Mavericks. There's no defending that. But if there's anything that you can say about him, it's that since that he's learned and he has come back and he has been faster, he has been more aggressive than ever in the fourth quarter. And I mean, I think that they showed yesterday a statistic that on game winners with whatever time was left, he's tied now with MJ for both having 3 with the game winners in the NBA playoffs with like 1.5 seconds left or something like that. So, the two great ones, which I consider them the two greatest who ever played now, I just think when you look at it, that is LeBron now. Ever since that 2011 NBA Finals, that is LeBron embracing, wanting to take the ball. And it's not just now that, I think the thing that makes you even more impressed about LeBron is he'll make the right basketball play. If he has to shoot it himself, if he feels like him making the play himself is the best basketball play, he'll do it. And if he thinks like his teammates are going to have a better opportunity at a look, he'll do that too. I remember last year in Utah where LeBron, I think it's the same situation, like 1.5 seconds on the clock, Cavs have the ball, LeBron gets the ball, he kicks it out to Chris Bosh in the corner, who had a good look at the basket, and Chris Bosh just missed it. And everybody in the media killed LeBron. He should have taken the shot. Is this the old LeBron? No. LeBron, if there's anything we understand about him, is he has almost like a brainiac level understanding of the game. He knows when the right play is supposed to be made, and situationally, if he feels like he has to take it, he will. If he feels like his teammates have a better shot at it, he will, and he's shown that. So we see yesterday that David Blatt didn't even have him having the ball on the final play. LeBron had to overrule him, and the quote here is, "To be honest, the play that was drawn up, I scratched it. I just told Coach, give me the ball. We're either going to go to overtime or I'm going to win it for us." It was that simple, and it absolutely is that simple. I mean, David Blatt, I don't want to go too much after him because, look, his job was just, I mean, he was hanging on by as close to a thread as you could possibly get. He was pretty much out the door with the way that things started for Cleveland, and then he really came back strong, and the Cavs really, I mean, since January 15th, they were arguably the best team in the NBA with how they were playing on both sides of the basketball. So I don't want to go too much after David Blatt, but I really don't understand that. How do you not give LeBron James the ball on the final play of the game? It's the same thing as with Michael Jordan, with Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. You know, when you have one of those guys, they get the ball. And that's my rule in general terms in basketball. In the last 3 minutes of a game, you give the ball to the best player. It all goes through him. He has the ball in his hands, though, and he makes all decisions from that point on. This is the same thing. Now, I don't know if Blatt was trying to be tricky or what he was thinking, but I mean, it's as simple as it could get, and I think most people probably agree. LeBron gets the ball, and we saw what happened. LeBron overruled it. Now, some people don't like that idea of the star players overruling the coach in these situations, and I get that to a point, but this is LeBron James. This is arguably, aside from Michael Jordan, the greatest player who will ever play the game. Now, that's something that's going to be debated forever, but I don't think the thing that can be debated is that LeBron's the most versatile player who ever played the game. I mean, even Michael, who did everything well, LeBron could literally guard every player on the floor. From an athletic standpoint, there's nobody like LeBron who could score the way he can, defend the way he can run a team like a point guard the way he can. Literally, there's not anything on the basketball floor LeBron can't do. And look, it's just easy. He gets the ball on the last play of the game. Another good result last night. And look, the Cavs are back in it now. I mean, I still am not as optimistic as I was at the beginning just because Kyrie is not at full health. I really don't feel like the Cavs can really, I mean, look, they still might get out of this series, but I'm not as optimistic. I mean, Kyrie and LeBron are the dynamic duo on this team. Everything else kind of goes through them, and when you're missing one of that core two, and without Kevin Love, it truly is more of a core two now than it ever has been. It's really LeBron putting it all on his shoulders, and he's played fantastic. If there's anything you say about the Cavs, in the fourth quarter of all these games against the Bulls, they've been fantastic, and when they're playing as well as they are in the fourth quarter, that's a big help, and especially for LeBron, who's carrying so much of the load right now. But I mean, look, it's just another part of the lore. And again, I don't want to go too much into David Blatt and kind of fire it all on him. But I mean, again, he nearly cost the Cavs. I don't know if a lot of people have seen it yet, but when Chicago made the basket to tie it, he tried to call a timeout, and he kind of signaled for the timeout. He was very, very lucky that nobody saw him. Tyronn Lue, one of the assistant coaches, who is a very good assistant coach, and a lot of people, there was a lot of controversy at the beginning of the season because a lot of people were thinking, man, if David Blatt keeps on struggling like this, well, Tyronn Lue's a guy with a ton of experience in the NBA. Why didn't you just throw him in there as head coach? It seems like people have been very responsive to him. He has been calling a lot of big plays and making decisions, so it would be a seamless transition, but Tyronn Lue pulled him back. David Blatt after the game even said it. He said, I almost blew it, and he did almost blow it. I mean, he probably, since there's no timeouts left, he would have been assessed a technical foul, and then obviously that's free throws for the Bulls, and then we might be talking a much different story on the air right now, but he is lucky that things worked out. He's very lucky. I mean, look, you think about two blunders, and the Cavs are down 3-1, and look, a lot of that blame is going on David Blatt. Now, there's injuries, obviously, but a lot of that blame, not giving LeBron the ball and calling the timeout you don't have, man, that's just not good, and especially for a coach. I mean, look, Coaches have so much that they have to deal with, and they're thinking about it, and there's so many micro decisions going through their minds. But that's one of those things that just really, there's no excuse. I mean, you have to know your timeout situation. I mean, there's no excuse for that. And I don't want to go too much hammer it all and put it all on David Blatt, but that is something, look, I'm sure it's never going to happen again. I think he's done a fantastic job with rallying this team and getting them in the right spot. But definitely not the best day for David Blatt. But LeBron James, the king, saving the day for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And it was a fantastic game. Really was a good finish. And it was just, look, I'm watching that play right now in the corner. I got the play going right now, and I'm seeing it again. So I can't get too much of it. And it just is funny when you think back to the people who used to say, oh, man, LeBron is not clutch. He doesn't have it. There's still some people who will debate that today, but man, I don't think that we really need to pay too much attention to that because, look, the proof is in the pudding. LeBron is as clutch as they come. The statistics back it up. If you watch him, you know it's true. And, look, we're back in this series, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I think a lot of us, even with a healthy Cavs roster, expected this to go 6-7 games, and it looks like there is no slowing down of that going to happen. And look, this has been a great rivalry. Noah and LeBron don't like each other, and going back to the Heat days, it's been a great rivalry with LeBron against this Bulls team, and I don't see any way of it slowing down. It's been great. Jimmy Butler, look, a lot of people call me the leader of the Jimmy Butler fan club, and maybe that's rightfully so, but he's made big plays in the fourth quarter. Derrick Rose has made big plays. Everyone, it's just great basketball to watch, and it really capped off a great ending with LeBron to what this series has been so far. And look, let's hope that we keep it up because it's been really good. Definitely making up for some of the non-competitive series we saw in the first round. But that is going to do it for this segment. Coming back, got to talk the Clippers series and the Rockets. Got to get into a little NYCFC action. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.